Hi, this is Tony Wade, the Compassionate Investor, and today we're talking about transitional housing and specifically about contracting and MOUs because they are a little different, and I want you to understand the differences and the nuances between the two. So, first things first, let's talk about MOUs because as you think about, an MOU stands for Memorandum of Understanding, and those are what are created between an agency and another agency. Now I say that loosely because you might be a for-profit company that requires you to shift into a contracting mode. So I'm not trying to complicate this, and I do not want to get into legalese because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney, so I would encourage you to talk to whoever your lawyer is as it relates to these terms. But to break it down simply, when you are an agency working with another agency, they're called MOUs. I have a nonprofit and I have a for-profit. So depending on which way we're working it, it could be an MOU or it could be a contract. So you need to be able to know the difference. So if you're an agency working with an agency, you as a nonprofit, then you're going to create a memorandum of understanding. Now what that memorandum of understanding does is it defines exactly what you are agreeing to doing and what they're agreeing to do with you. So for instance, if you have a property that has 6 individuals, that can be on 3 on one side, 3 on another, then you can create an MOU if you are a nonprofit with another agency as to how many clients they will bring to you, or if they want to do the whole building and that what the terms of that agreement are and what you commit that you're going to do. That's what you would create and put in your MOU. If you are a for-profit doing it, then there'll be a contract between you and an agency talking about specifically what it is that you're going to give them as far as those services are concerned and how many they'll be sending to you. But you'll be creating that for yourself so that you can get to the next level of what you're building. Now I'm going to tell you, I love contracts and I love MOUs because your goal is to obviously create rents for yourself, dues for yourself for the property that you've got, and the best way to do is put it in writing, because if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist, or somebody can breach that agreement with you. So this fully defines what is expected, what the pay schedule looks like, all of the ins and outs of the services that you're providing and what they're going to pay for those services. And that's why you must have one or the other. Now I will say, you can loosely have an agreement that is not in writing, but those are like the onesie twosies. You really, just to move you along, it's really best to get one of those. But I'm going to tell you, when I first started, I didn't have an MOU or a contract. So I'm going to tell you, it can happen, but as you build relationships, they will then put in writing what it is that they want, because now you're building a relationship. That's why I stressed before the importance of building a solid relationship with the agencies that you work with and that are nonprofit or the government agencies that you are working with. So those are extremely important. Now let's talk briefly about contracting, because as a for-profit, you, depending on, if you are a minority, you can go for specific minority certifications that will allow you in the contracting process to get up on that scale of a contract. I love contracting. I actually have my double minority certification, so they call it MeBe Weeby, but I have mine for women and for minority, and that allows for me on my for-profit to get into contracting with government contracts. So that is extremely important. So if you've not done anything like that and you want to get into that, then shoot me a message. I'd love to be able to share some information with you on how you can do that and be able to get yourself to that next level. But there's something about having that certification that people sort of take heed to. So I want to encourage you, if you are a person who can get that type of certification, go after that and put yourself in position so that when contracting is happening, you can be taken and given credit for what you took the time to build out. It is not an easy process, nor is it a slow or a fast process, because it is a little slow, but it is well worth it. To this day, I think I've had mine for maybe 4 years. And when we come time to renew, I make sure I get that done. Why? Because I do not want to repeat that. So it's truly something that you will need to consider and make sure you put in place for yourself. But what it can get you is amazing. I actually had several contracts. I've had contracts with nonprofits in which we've contracted work to do shelters in the city. And that was an amazing opportunity because of the work that I did. I was able to contract with a nonprofit as a for-profit for that work. But then I also have a contract with the Department of Corrections. They also offer opportunities for you to be able to get a contract saying exactly what it is that you want. So I want to encourage you. It can be a little daunting at first to get into, but once you've done it and you can set it up, it's truly something that you will want to do to build yourself up. And it's going to be in that arena with your housing. I will say, with my contract with the Department of Corrections, for instance, we are able to utilize our transitional housing with that contract. And it's actually taking us to the next level of where our organization is going, which we're going to start contracting with hotels and apartment complexes, which are better because everything is under one umbrella. If you're interested in hearing more about that or a partnership in that particular arena, then definitely make some comments. Find me on TonyTWade.com, and I will look forward to sharing with you what opportunities are open there. So if you